These are the best 10 metaverse stocks to purchase today, since the market for metaverse equities is predicted to grow dramatically over the next 2 years. The metaverse has the potential to surpass the internet in size, that is, at least, the plan. At its heart, it's a domain similar to the internet that we're familiar with, but one that our avatars can travel around and interact in. Furthermore, it would have its own economy. A slew of businesses are working to make the metaverse a reality. Epic Games, for example, organizes virtual concerts through its famous Fortnite game, including one with Ariana Grande in early August. Visa V has purchased a non-fungible token, NFT, to aid in its understanding of the digital commerce industry, and a multi-billion-dollar social media firm just changed its name to reflect its big foray into technology. As a result, metaverse equities have a lot of promise from an investor's perspective. Indeed, Bloomberg Intelligence predicts that the metaverse business will be worth $800 billion by 2024. We examine 9 metaverse equities in one exchange-traded fund, ETF, in this video that might be huge winners in the next wave of technology. Before we go any further, it's important to note that none of the following should be taken as investment advice. It's purely for instructional purposes, and it's meant to teach you how to evaluate your own assets. Number 1. Fastly. Metaverse sector, infrastructure, market value, $6.3 billion. Latency, or data lag, has arisen as a result of cloud computing and decentralization. Users encounter this all the time when they click a link in their browser and wait for the following page or procedure to load. The problem is the data's travel distance, which isn't a major matter if they're searching up the weather. The data latency can be more than an annoyance if they're in a self-driving car or doing robotic surgery. Fastly, FSLY, $49.79, is a firm that specializes in edge computing and technology. FSLY runs an edge computing infrastructure as a service (IaaS) platform that moves servers and other equipment closer to the point where data is generated. The technology used by Fastly can transport 145 gigabytes of data per second across 28 nations. Essentially, it aids in the reduction of decentralization's lag time and latency. Number 2. NVIDIA. Metaverse sector, infrastructure market value, $745.0 billion. NVIDIA, NVDA, $297.52, has long been regarded as one of the greatest long-term semiconductor investments. Its move into the realms of artificial intelligence, AI, and other fast-processing processors makes it a major participant in the metaverse stock market, which is unsurprising. The chipsets developed by NVDA are already being used in a variety of servers and other centralized computers that do sophisticated computations. Edge computing solutions offered by companies like Fastly fall into this category. NVIDIA is virtually certain to be a major winner from the metaverse revolution, given its leading position and the necessity to respond quickly. Number 3. Roblox. Metaverse sector, virtual platform market value, $47.5 billion. Although a video game may seem an unusual choice for Gucci to start an exclusive event, it demonstrates the metaverse's looming influence and how Roblox, RBLX, $77.99, is helping to shape it. RBLX appears to be a video game on the surface. It's also a pretty popular one. In the second quarter, the firm had 43.2 million daily active users, who accumulated 9.7 billion hours of engagement. The problem is that it isn't actually a single game. Roblox relies on third-party developers to create games, content, and other forms of entertainment for its users. The company earns money by selling virtual currency, which gamers can use to purchase games, experiences, content, and even virtual apparel for their avatars, like a Gucci bag. The reality is, Roblox has already created the base for the metaverse within its game, and it's expanding that further. Number 4. Meta. Metaverse sector, hardware and apps market value, $934.3 billion when Mark Zuckerberg and the newly renamed Meta, FB, $341.13, bought VR startup Oculus in 2014. They set the groundwork for the company's metaverse vision. Overall, Facebook has struggled with the division's social media activities, and it has always appeared to be a fad for the company. Zuckerberg, on the other hand, could be getting the last laugh. Facebook released a public version of Horizon Workrooms, a new Oculus software, in August. Users may join in meetings through avatars using the firm's VR goggles. They can see and interact with their computer screens, keyboards, and virtual whiteboards. In a recent blog post, Zuckerberg stated, "Working together will be one of the key ways people utilize the metaverse in the future." Facebook appears to be one of the first to market with such capabilities. Given the recent increase in work-from-home agreements as a result of COVID-19, this might be a big gain for Facebook in the near future. Number 5. Autodesk. Metaverse sector, software market value, $70.1 billion. Autodesk, ADSK, $324.52, is well known for its groundbreaking AutoCAD program, which was first released in the 1980s. Engineers, architects, designers, and scholars may use this tool to digitally design and develop buildings, goods, infrastructure projects, and more in both 2D and 3D. It's the industry's standard software, and the majority of construction projects use it at some point throughout their existence. That software is still the company's bread and butter. With sales of over $1 billion in only the second quarter of this year, developers have begun to use ADSK's software to create and build virtual worlds for gaming and entertainment, which is where things become interesting for ADSK. The company currently has a suite of tools that can render 3D animation, develop and launch virtual buildings, and create in virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, environments. In the most recent quarter, revenues from this segment, M&E, increased by 10% year-over-year. Number 6. Shopify. Metaverse sector, payment services market value, $193.5 billion. One of the most important aspects of the metaverse is that its developers desire a thriving economy within its virtual confines. Assets, cash, and the capacity for content producers to be compensated must all be digitalized. That's where Shopify Shop, $1. 528.06, an e-commerce expert, comes in. Shop is well known as the company that enables small business owners to create websites and do business online. Since its humble beginnings, Shopify has grown its toolkit and offers to include a variety of ancillary items that small companies require to succeed. It's happening now with the digital and metaverse economies. This year, Shopify took two significant initiatives that relate to the possibilities of metaverse commerce. One example is the purchase of the augmented reality app Primer. Users may witness the consequences of a purchase or project in their environment directly. It provides Shop a significant tool in the metaverse, allowing members to build up possible storefronts or shopping experiences in the digital world. Number 7. Unity Software. Metaverse sector, software market value, $42.9 billion. If you play video games, there's a strong chance you're utilizing Unity Software's $151.96 platform. U is one of the most well-known software companies that assists game creators in creating 3D environments. According to the company's own data, Unity's platform was used to generate 71% of the top 1,000 mobile games, and more than 50% of all games across PC, mobile, and console systems were made using Use Code. Unity's power lies on its model. The greatest analogy for the company is Shopify, an e-commerce platform. Shop makes it possible for average people and pros to establish a functional website without having to do any coding. Unity allows you to create both 2D and 3D environments in the same way. If someone wants to create an app or game, they may utilize Use software and platform to handle the hard lifting, enabling them to focus on their creativity rather than lines of code. Unity, like Shopify, has taken this simple concept and turned it into a multitude of side businesses. This covers items that allow creators to commercialize their games through adverts or in-app purchases, as well as products that provide in-game chat functionality. Number 8. Microsoft. Metaverse sector, software market value, $2.5 trillion. This one is definitely not to be missed from the top 10 metaverse stocks to buy now. When Satya Nadella took over as CEO of Microsoft, MSFT, $336.06, he completely transformed the corporation. His foresight enabled the company to transition from the PC age to the cloud computing behemoth it is today, and he has the ability to change the metaverse in the same way. Microsoft has already established Teams and the Office 365 software package as the go-to productivity platform in our new work-from-home environment. MSFT has a commanding lead in metaverse stocks, because to its dominant position and continuous adoption by consumers and corporate users, and the business is capitalizing on the opportunity. Nadella and his team revealed a new suite of metaverse and virtual goods aimed to integrate with Microsoft's popular suite of tools at a recent company event. Users will be able to construct AI avatars for video meetings, collaborate in virtual workrooms, and immerse participants in immersive surroundings. Number 9. Matterport, Metaverse Sector. Software market value, $4.9 billion. Check out Matterport, MTTR, $22.04 for an example of what metaverse stocks can do to help with real-world transactions. Real estate businesses may use MTTR's software and video capture to construct virtual replicas of their structures. Prospective buyers or tenants can use this site to take a virtual tour of the apartment, house, or business property from the comfort of their own homes, rather than physically looking for a home. This saves time and energy. It can also be considered as a protective precaution in the age of COVID-19. The good news is that Matterport is now using digital twins in other businesses as well. Retailers are utilizing the platform to create new shop designs based on their real estate holdings. Architects are creating spaces, and insurance underwriters are using it to lower their risks. Users may collaborate more easily, and costs are cut. Number 10. Roundhill Ball Metaverse ETF. Assets under management, $233.2 million. Expenses, 0.75%, or $75 annually for every $10,000 invested. Given the metaverse's buzzwordy character, it's not surprised that an ETF has already been established to monitor the endeavor. It's the Roundhill Ball Metaverse ETF, Meta, $15.75 in this scenario, and, to be honest, it could be the finest option for investors to profit from the virtual world's concept and birth. Meta was created by Matthew Ball, a futurist and venture entrepreneur, and others to symbolize the complete metaverse spectrum. Meta manages everything from infrastructure and user interface to content production and user experience. In reality, there are 50 distinct stocks. Cloud solutions, gaming platforms, and computing component stocks make up the vast bulk of the ETF's holdings, at nearly 70% of total. Top individual holdings include Nvidia, Microsoft, and China's gaming giant Tencent, Sihe. We don't have any more time today. What do you think now that we've finished? Will you be putting money into the top 10 metaverse stocks to buy now? Do you have your own stock top 10 forecast? Let me know what you think in the comments.